What an honor that we have today, because we are joined by the legend, the great Miss Virginia Baker. And she hates the accolades, but I'm going to give them to her because you are a treasure. Palm Beach County has seen close to 38 years of legacy, and we're just honored to have you on Mic'd Up with Mayor Lawson. So I'm humbled. I don't want to waste any time because everybody knows of you, they've seen the awards, but I want to talk about the business of the city and how do we continue to elevate. But welcome and thank you, Ms. Baker, for being with us.
Thank you for the invite.
So when we talk about economic development and inclusion, from your perspective, what are the key opportunities Riviera Beach should focus on right now to drive growth and long-term prosperity?
I think Riviera Beach is in a very unique position because you can help to refine your vision, your strategic plan. What do you want to be when you finally grow up?
Yeah.
Or get mid-year or retirement and you want to change to the next chapter?
Yep.
I think that the city has potential growth for continuing to diversify your economy, your industries within your city. No city should have all warehouses. No city should have all commercial. I mean, it needs to be a mixture of it. And I think that you've been very stable. And so I think with the board members that you have and the residents that have been active with input, this is a prime time for you to revisit what your vision is and where do you want to go. You know, dealing with economic development, every city, and especially Riviera Beach, because I've been working with Riviera Beach for my entire career for the most part.
Seasons, yeah.
And so I believe that it's important that you look at the residents that are there. What type skill sets do they have?
Right.
What type skill sets will you need for your existing businesses to expand and grow, or new businesses coming in?
Right.
And so as a county, we should be able to collaborate together. Career Source would be an element you could potentially look at and set up training for your residents that are looking to improve their life.
Listen, you're coming out hot. Literally, it's what the community needs to hear. That simple engagement and conversation and your experience. So thank you for that. And thank you for that insight, because our residents need to know, our staff needs to know, and our leadership, how do we actually continue to elevate that brand and that footprint? So, thank you for that. How can we also strengthen that approach for inclusive development so that local businesses and the residents can actually benefit from the development? You know, my concerns, my fears are development without displacement. I don't want to gentrify our community because we've held it so dear and near to our hearts. But how can we make sure that locals benefit? Because you see it's coming. We have some of the most beautiful waterfront, beachfront communities in Palm Beach County that hasn't been developed. So how do we do that to make sure the local businesses and residents benefit from that?
Well, I think the environment, political environment we're in right now, that's not necessarily embracing.
Oof. Well, we got
And
to go
so,
there. Let's go.
yeah, we got to go there.
Thank you.
But all of our businesses,
Yes, ma'am.
80% of the businesses in Palm Beach County are small businesses. That people are embracing. And so we need to ensure our local business, our minority, women-owned businesses, are aware of training that can assist them.
Good.
The county's small business program, actually we set up a CDFI because the biggest challenge to businesses, small business, minority and women-owned businesses, cash flow. And we have a CDFI that can assist them with that cash flow. Training. City could definitely sponsor businesses coming in to train other businesses so they would know how to operate their business. Normally our small businesses are excellent at their craft, excellent. But it is the paperwork, the administration of those businesses that sometimes does not take them as far as they need to go. And then continuous training.
I moonlight as a mayor, and I day job is a small business owner. So my goal and my role is to actually provide that opportunity, and you hit it on the head. Access to capital is vital, because as a small business owner, we had to just kind of, as they say, get it from the mud, figure out how to actually move, balance budgets, and operate as a small business owner. But that access to capital is essential, so I agree. The strategies that you've seen, in cities that have expanded minority business participation? Because if these small businesses are actually growing and developing, what strategies can our city use that you've seen successfully done for minority business participation and in other communities?
I think communication with your businesses in the community, even if it's a quarterly or semi-annual meeting with those small businesses, so that they know what is in your plan, what's in the capital plan, what projects are coming up that they may be able to participate, and then what is going to be expected of any business doing business with the city, with the county. Because
hold on one second, guys. We want to just let's go back to 3.
Yes.
Yeah,
if we
please.
Just hold up right there.
Yeah, so it's going.
Door trying to get in.
Okay.
So if we
Yeah, I was trying to
get
figure out
in.
what was going on. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Take it back to where.
Yeah, that's. I
where
was saying
that
3 because I didn't get to roll it, and I was
Okay,
wasn't clear about that last piece.
4.
So now you've seen a lot of great successes in communities. What strategies have you seen in other cities that successfully expanded their minority participation and their economic equality in their community?
what I've seen and that actually works would be that we partner in our cities.
Good.
That our cities be inclusive of the businesses located there. And as I stated earlier, is partnerships and actually bringing those businesses in so that they will know what's happening in the city, how can they participate in your procurement process, what's expected of them, training. Training is a vital aspect of it.
Agreed.
And then ensuring that they know where to go when they run into cash flow issues. As I stated earlier with our CDFI, and I have to give a plug here for Fab Brumley, Bank
Ms.
of America,
yes.
because when we reinitiated in 2019 our MWBE program, she stepped to the plate.
Good.
And as a result, her New York people came down and they worked with us, and we created that CDFI.
Yep.
So I think that's going to be the key.
Yeah.
I think making incentives, providing incentives, because everyone is supporting local business. And so if your businesses are located within your city, they are local business. So give them the preference. And ensure that they have the skill sets as well as the manpower to do the job, because we all want businesses to succeed, but we want to ensure that taxpayers are getting the benefit of the investment.
Creation of that with this Wall Street South type vision, we have to make sure that we participate and we're included with inclusive funding, resources, and support. So that's spot on. Listen, I don't know if people realize, but you're a gem. A wealth of knowledge, because you've kind of shown how to actually build those proper partnerships. And leading into that ideal in your vision, you've had 38 years, close to 38 years. What does that ideal city-county partnership look like when it comes to economic development and resource alignment? Because we as a community, we need to figure that out from Riviera Beach with our staff, with our residents, and with our leadership, so we can create that ideal partnership. So what does that look like when it comes to the economic and development resource alignment?
I'm retired now, so.
We're going to talk about that too.
No. So, the county has our own strategic goals. Our board sets that every year.
Yes.
And they have been consistent. And economic development is one of the top priorities.
Yes.
And so we've got an umbrella in the county on economic development. And I believe all of our cities fall under that umbrella because we work with them. If there is a business looking to relocate or expand, we work with the Business Development Board. They're one of our crucial partners. You've worked with the Business Development Board.
Yes,
and I think it's critical that the Business Development Board is aware of your vision, how it fits under the overall economic development umbrella. And the vision that you're coming forth with is supported by the elected officials in your city as well as your residents
Yes.
who are looking for new and better things in their community. They're looking for businesses. They're looking for businesses in which, if they get a better education, they can continue to move up and improve their economic status. So I think it's critical, and we've shown that in the county, working with the city on a number of occasions. We've worked with you on your marina, which I believe is a major gem within the city.
Yeah.
It is a
Every
major
time we
gem.
show up to the events there, you're always just saying this is the most beautiful place in
It really
county.
is.
Yeah.
And you've got beaches that you don't have to necessarily do a whole lot of renourishments when the Northeasterners come in, and we have sand going back out into the ocean. It usually ends up in Riviera Beach.
That's it. That's it.
So it's a matter of maximizing that footage, as long as, in my humble opinion, it is still free and accessible to the public so that they can access the beach. But building along there, diversifying the land use is a critical part of being successful, and actually diversifying your industries within your community. You don't want all one or two types of industries. You want Class A office space as well as any other city in this county.
Come on. Our roles and our goals are just seeing those opportunities, and Riviera Beach has that opportunity to actually collaborate effectively. We've done a good job over the years, but I think we need to do a better job. And I want to kind of take your direction and leadership and hopefully bring you out of retirement to show us the right way to create that infrastructure, that business, and that job creation and expansion. How do we actually do that with Riviera Beach in the county?
I'm going back to communication.
That's it.
That's going to be the key. Yeah. Your vision, your strategic plan, how does it fit with the county and our strategic plan? Elected officials communicating with elected officials, and staff working together. Our housing and economic development staff, I would put above any other staff there is.
I was going to say that, do you think that we were doing a good job? But I'm going to tell you, I think we can do a better job as a city with the county. And you did a phenomenal job with us. So I want to do a better job with that.
Again, communication,
That's
reaching out, administrator working with administrator and staff working together. You're one of our 39 municipalities. You're sitting on a gold mine over at your marina and your beachfront.
Yes.
I believe that is something that we should continue to collaborate and market.
Yes, ma'am.
And as businesses are moving into Palm Beach County, you need to be at the table, so
table.
that they know where Riviera Beach is and what incentives you have to offer them.
Well, I wanted to thank, Joe and Jazz for allowing us just to borrow you for these many years, because you've been a staple for our community and for every municipality in Palm Beach County and across this country. So congratulations on Miss Virginia Baker Boulevard, and congratulations on the many accolades that you're going to be deserving of. We appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you, and thank you for joining me today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to our amazing guests. We'll be right back with Mic'd Up with Mayor Lawson.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
We said we'd never break the 3-second rule. Never do that. And never become a minivan mom.
Hey, Chris.
As parents, we say never a lot, but never happens. So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, know it can happen. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our everyday.
So we're back with my amazing director from my CRA. I call him my new director, but he's been here coming up on a year now.
Yes.
So, Director Mercies, it's an honor to have you on the show.
Yes, sir.
And I couldn't have anybody better to kind of follow up with some of the hosts and guests that we've had than our CRA director.
It's a pleasure
we have an
being here.
amazing staple in our city, and you're taking the reins with it.
Thank
so we're
you,
going to
sir.
get right into it. Director Mercies, you've been our CRA director for almost a year now, right?
Yes.
For the residents who may not know you yet, can you tell them a little bit about your background, your motivation, and the role that you play in the city of Riviera Beach?
It's a great question. First and foremost, thank you for inviting me to
Yes,
this. To this, this is your show. This is
Yeah.
an excellent show, and a great opportunity to platform. I'm coming from to this position by way of Miami. I was assistant city manager beforehand with the city of North Miami Beach. I worked under Arthur Sori as a city manager. For the most part, his main emphasis and what I've learned within that administration was to get things done. Make sure that we get things done, be transparent as possible, execute as public servants, and making sure that we listen to the community residents and what they need within the lines and the parameters of what we can supply.
There you go. This board definitely made the decision because you talked about transparency, you talked about getting it done, and our goal with the CRA is to get things done. We've had some stalling in the CRA at times. We've been consistent. We've always tried to move forward, but projects haven't just seemed to get out the ground, and it looks like you're doing it. We have had nothing but greatness happen, groundbreakings, ribbon cuttings, and we're moving forward, so we're excited. You jumped right in since arriving, and what priorities, key priorities, in those first few months have you seen, and what progress do you see that you want to move forward with?
Absolutely. I mean, with the background of organizational development, one of the main things that I focus on a day-to-day basis is making sure that our staff is in order and making sure that they're ready to execute upon the goals and the visions of the board. It's not easy, but it's something that we have to remain consistent on. That's the product. It's a finished product. I don't think anyone wants to know about the minutia.
Yeah.
That's our job, but the finished product has to be within our staff and making sure that we align our vision with the board's vision and making sure that everyone's always congruent with each other.
You had some wins this year already. What was your best win so far?
You know, honestly, what everyone calls wins, I think, should be par for the course.
Nice.
You know,
Agreed.
we've been to a point within the city where the expectation has always been there.
Yeah.
Our manager has been doing a terrific job with putting things on paper, trying to get them executing on them. My job, for the most part, and I think the biggest part, I think as a win would be consistency, being consistent
Good.
within the city.
Good.
Understanding the fabric of the people in Riviera Beach. It's the biggest win. This community, Riviera Beach, is so tight-knit. Everyone knows everyone. And when you see an elder coming in and saying, Mr. Merzius, I have something to talk to you about, you know that you have the trust of the community. That is something that is placed on my shoulders, and I think about that on an everyday basis. I consider that a win because when I first got here, you know, those same elders were saying, you got a tough job.
Yep.
And now, you know, when they approach me, they say, we can get this done together.
I love it.
Yeah.
And you know that's the mission, because the CRI goes upon and past like just physical development. It's really about those people that you talked about, those neighborhoods. And how are you ensuring that the redevelopment efforts reflect what those people want? The culture of those people, the essence of the people, the small businesses, and the relatives of those seniors that are involved. How does we make sure that CRA actually reflects their needs?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, I like to have briefings with all of the board members, including yourself, on a weekly basis.
Good.
I try to institute that, at least that sequence. So when we talk, we're not only talking on a month-to-month basis, we're talking on a week-to-week basis, and I'm informing you all about what has changed within the policy, what can be done, what can't be done in the latest developments. I try to take that same approach with a lot of the stakeholders, with our big projects, with our smaller projects as well, along with our community members. I think it's important that as long as we are here as a CRA and as long as we're looking to implement projects and get things done within the CRA and citywide, of course, that we have to continue that consistent transparency board where I'm talking to you, you're communicating to me, and we're always in constant communication. Things like that. Nothing is stagnant with communication.
Nice.
Nothing
Agreed.
can be stagnant.
Agreed.
And once we have the communication platforms all available to each other, those meetings, those monthly meetings should showcase the work that has been done and the progress, and it should showcase not only all of that, but it should showcase what the next steps look like as well. So yeah, that's.
You touched on those monthly meetings, and people don't realize that those monthly meetings are just to kind of pass the policies and the business of the city. The work is being done day in and day out in those meetings, which is I've seen used for, show political things, and unfortunately I want them to understand that the meeting is just to pass the business, and that's what I like to hear. So I appreciate that, Director. We're working on building a stronger Riviera Beach. CRAs are used to collaborate and work with the city staff, the community, the mayor's office to align the genuine goals and maximum impact across the entire city. While our CRA is limited, we want to maximize on the benefits and the impact for the entire community for development of slum and blight, as we call it. Some people don't even understand what CRAs do. Can you just give them a little bit of understanding of what the CRA does? Yeah,
so CRAs from a statewide platform, there's about 200 plus CRAs throughout the state of Florida. CRAs are implemented through specific municipalities to eradicate that slum and blight that you spoke of, sir. Along with other things, infrastructure improvement, mobility, transportation improvement, along with just making sure that whatever area that's designated as a CRA comes to life. We're looking for development. We're looking for a community. We're looking for an extension or a model of best practices of other cities to go ahead and showcase and implement within the Riviera Beach and the CRA.
We're seeing major projects with that development that's coming, high-rise development, housing, and the concerns that some people have with addressing slum and blight is that they'll be displaced. We've done a great job in the city of protecting our most precious asset, our beachfront, our port front, and the essence of our community. But how do we make sure that the residents are benefiting from the development and the constructions that's coming? With job creation, with local participation, with contracting. We've talked about community benefits.
Absolutely.
But how do we make sure with all those development that's coming, the cranes we're going to see in the sky, that they're going to actually benefit from the land that they've held so desperately onto?
That's an excellent question, sir. And I believe that's the emphasis. When we talk about long-scale development, we talk about how do we keep our stakeholders, how do we keep our community intact while the development happens. That's where the work begins. Development is going to come. The development is here. But I believe the true progress that we show as a community is how do we go ahead and prepare for that. We prepare for that by more or less getting involved with our community, helping them understand what's about to happen, and preparing them whatever it looks like when it comes to property taxes, whatever economic development incentives, business retention practices, business recruitment practices. Items such as those are all key components into keeping our community intact, and also adding on to that as well, making sure that our residents are being heard as well, and helping them understand that when development comes, it may be uncomfortable at first, but with the togetherness that we have as a community, we can continue to march forward and making sure that everyone's there at the table speaking the same language.
Growth and change is uncomfortable. So I appreciate that, because residents need to understand that we're going to grow, we're going to elevate, but we're going to keep them at the forefront.
Absolutely.
That engagement, that communication, understanding and listening to them. Growth can create challenges around affordability and accessibility. In the CRA, you're making sure that we address the strides of accessibility in our community, marketability, and mobility. The CRA has done a phenomenal job of showcasing what we're doing, but mobility is one of the priorities that you've taken to the forefront. How can we continue to show the benefit and show the residents the impact of the mobility plan that's coming to the CRA?
Thank you, sir. Our mobility plan, I believe, is something that I'm generally proud of, and the reason why is everyone speaks of a downtown. Everyone speaks of this downtown plan or this downtown, what a downtown should look like. But we can't leave or we can't take away the aspect of mobility. I think without mobility and a proper structure for mobility, you don't have a downtown, because how are you going to get to or from specific locations? What a mobility plan affords us to do is take a look at all of those avenues for mobility, for getting patrons to and from their destinations, and doing it in a more feasible, strategic way, and not only aligning ourselves within our community, but also aligning ourselves with the county and neighboring municipalities as well. A true mobility plan is, I believe, you can say it's something that, it's a collaborative item that
Yep.
neighboring municipalities should understand. You should understand their mobility plan, and we need to understand other mobility plans also to move forward. And I think that's how we should address it. Our neighbors to the north, to the south, and also to the west should have should know the knowledge within our mobility plan, and we should look to collaborate as well within that.
Having the foresight to even think about that, because when you look at accessibility, mobility, and access and interchanging between different communities, you forget to think about what's the process of addressing infrastructure and transportation. How do we connect West Palm to Riviera Beach to Palm Beach Gardens? How do we connect our seniors over at Heron Estates over to the downtown corridor? So that's something we have to talk about, connectivity, and that's something you've been a champion for. So I appreciate you and I commend you for that. And I look forward to the residents continue to build on the plan, because from my understanding, it's going to be a forever growing and mobile plan that the residents are going to be engaged in.
It's
correct?
an interchangeable plan that can be manipulated as the community needs, as they continue to grow and as they continue to shift forward.
Nice.
And we do plan. I mean, I really think that Riviera Beach is such a gem.
Yeah.
It's beautifully placed, not only our CRA district, but the city overall.
Good.
We're right next to West Palm Beach. We're right next to Palm Beach Gardens. We're right next to all of these attractions in and outside of our community. It makes sense to build that mobility plan right now while we talk about development.
That's awesome. And connecting them and making neighborhoods accessible and connected is vital to continue to what we do for our waterfront, our beachfront, our ports, and the business district. So what you're doing in our CRA is great, and I'm just looking forward to that. As you look towards the next year, what projects or initiatives are you most excited about, and how can residents stay involved? That's the items that's going to shape our CRA.
Our residents are the most important piece of our CRA plan overall. We need their input. We need their constructive critique. We're looking to concentrate not only on Broadway, but now as we look at development throughout our CRA district, we're looking at development that may bleed over outside of our CRA district as well. Avenue E, which is a corridor within our CRA district, it has so many possibilities, so many business, so many possibilities for placemaking and economic development. What we are looking at now is Blue Heron overall.
Yeah.
Blue Heron is such a beautiful corridor that has mixed-use residential spaces that we have to take a look at how we can take advantage of that corridor as well, and how that bleeds into Avenue E and Broadway.
Good.
So that's something that's definitely on my purview. Also getting the mobility plan done, and also, as you know, sir, one of the most important solicitations of the city are our marina development.
There you go. Close it out. Let's go ahead and run up the scoreboard.
Yes, sir.
Get some wins on the books.
As
Thank
always,
you.
as always.
We have our amazing director, our CRA director, Director Mercius. Janelle Mercius, you've done a great job so far. We're honored to keep pushing the city forward on behalf of the city. Joining me, mic'd up with Mayor Lawson. Thank you.
Pleasure to be here, sir. Thank you.
brother.
All right.
It's a pleasure.
All right.
Thank you.
When I look at all these success stories, I cannot help but think it all started by getting my high school diploma.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Some people judge a book by its cover, and if you're not what people are looking for, you're kind of like a reject.
At school, it feels like everyone's staring at me and I'm just kind of not really a person.
Sometimes I can't believe that you could be proud of me if I'm not proud of myself.
It just was hard today. Nobody was listening to me.
Think of our best times together. Let's do more of that.
Try to understand me more, and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find ways to support your kids at sounditouttogether.org.
Residents, this month has been incredibly productive for the City Council, CRA, and marking significant progress on the foundation, planning, and key community projects. But here's a recap of our City Council's actions. First and foremost, we took critical steps to solidify our city's financial and development future. The Council officially adopted the updated FY 2024 through 2028 Capital Improvement Plan and finalized our FY 2024-2025 operating and capital budgets. These comprehensive plans ensure our fiscal responsibility and prepared strategic investments. We also passed our second and final adoption of the amendments to our land development regulations concerning the city's water and sewer master plans. Also, we finalized amendments to our comprehensive plan, adding a new utilities land designation, which is a vital step in managing infrastructure and growth responsibility. We also approved our interlocal agreements with Palm Beach County, utilizing ARPA funds for various city projects, including the implementation of emergency rental assistance programs for all of our residents. On the project front, we made significant headway on several key initiatives. The new City Hall project is moving forward as City Council approved a land swap agreement with the city side for acquisition of the necessary property to develop our Wells Parks recreational facilities and City Hall. This is a major milestone in creating a modern and central hub for our municipal governments and our parks. We approve subordinate agreements with the CRA to advance the Marina redevelopment project, and we've secured funding for resilience infrastructure, authorizing the city manager to execute a contract with the Florida Department of Environmental Protection and apply for the grants of the U.S. Department of Transportation to support our Public Works Emergency Generator Replacement Project. Riviera Beach Housing Authority also held a groundbreaking for the Blue Heron Commons affordable housing project, which is going to be built by our local contractors, New Bold Construction. For securing our budget and planning our utilities, advancing the City Hall, and supporting our residents' rental assistance this month, we want to reflect the City Council's dedication to thriving with well-managed and comprehensive, compassionate, and planning with our city. So I look forward to updating you and continuing to keep you posted with the Mayor's Corner. I'm mic'd up with Mayor Lawson.
Got a message that needs to be heard? Mayor Lawson wants to give your mission a voice. Submit your PSA to be featured on the Mayor's new show, Mic'd Up with Mayor Lawson. It's your opportunity to reach thousands. Visit the Mayor's page on rivierabch.com to learn more and submit your script today.